Hi guys, today we are going to be practicing writing our name or our signature. Signature is another word for our name, so that is a fun word for you to learn. You're going to be using your book being a reader if you have space available at the back. So you should have some line pages like this at the very back. If you don't, you can just use regular lined paper. All right, so one of the things that we haven't done this year because we're online is we haven't been practicing writing our name because we don't have to. We haven't had papers to turn into teachers, so you haven't had a teacher saying, make sure your name is on it. And so you are probably a little rusty at writing your name. So we're going to practice that together. Now, when you write your name, that is actually called your signature. And you might have heard your parents say, oh, they need your signature on the bottom of this important paper. And maybe you didn't know what they were talking about. Well, what they meant was that's a place where you write your name so that official business, they know who that document belonged to or who it was for. All right, so my name is Miss Pennicuff, but I actually have three names like you guys do. I have a first name, a middle name, and a last name. So I'm going to actually practice writing all three of my names. You might have three names too. You might have a first, middle, and last. You might have four names, or you might only have two, and that's okay. But we're going to do both of our names. So that means that everybody's going to be writing something different because you don't have my name, I don't have your name. We all have different names. But what we're going to do is practice in our very best handwriting to write our name beautifully. So my first name is Angela. So I have an A at the very beginning of my name. Now, what do you notice about the very first letter of my first name? Yeah, I did an uppercase A because Angela is a proper noun. It's my name, so it should always be capitalized. The same is true for you. Your name should always have a capital letter at the very beginning. So if your name is Bob, it should be capital B. If your name is Tim, it should be capital T. If your name is Sue, your letter should be a capital S. So my name is A-N-G. And what do you notice about these other letters? Are they uppercase or lowercase? Yeah, they're lowercase. So you have the first letter capital and all the rest of the letters in your first name are lowercase. All right, Angela. That is my first name. All right, my middle name is Beth. That is also a proper noun because that name belongs to me. So I'm going to make my capital letter B-F, which is a B. Now, if you have a really long middle name that you've never written before, you might have to ask a parent or a grandparent how to spell your middle name. So you can pause the video if you need to do that and go ask how to spell your middle name because you might not know. Beth, B-E-T-H. And notice I'm leaving some space between my first and my middle name. I'm leaving a finger width space between those two words, and then my last name is Pennicuff, and our last name also is a proper noun, and we're going to use a capital letter, Pennicuff, P-E-N, and you might take up a whole row with your name just like I am. I have a long name. Some people have short names. Some people have long names. If you go by a nickname, you can use your nickname if you want to. For example, I have a friend named Izzy, and Izzy's full name is Isabella, but we all call her Izzy. So Izzy could do her nickname, or she could write her whole name. She could write Izzy or Isabella. You can do the same thing. You do your the thing that everybody calls you, or you can do the name that is your actual name. All right, so Angela Beth Pennicuff. All right, so now I'm going to try another one. I'm going to just write my first name only. I'm going to do it in pink because I like pink. So I'm going to practice it again. So I'm going to do A, capital A, N, G. I always wished that I had an I in my name because I love to dot I's with hearts. So if you're lucky enough to have an I in your first name, that would be something you could do if you like hearts. You could do a star too. I guess I could have done a heart or a star up here on my I, couldn't I have? Because you know what's fun about your signature? Your signature is personal to you. So in other words, nobody has this name but me. Angela Beth Pentecoff is my name. And so if I want to sign something, Angela Beth Pentecoff, and I want to do this, I want to add or make my I, dot my I with a little heart, guess what? I can, because that's my signature. I mean, it isn't. I don't actually sign official bank papers with a heart, but I could if I wanted. All right, so Angela. Because sometimes with signatures, people add things that are kind of fun. I know a lot of kids like to write in cursive, and I know some of you try to write in cursive too. One thing about writing your name, you can do cursive as long as it's on something that nobody needs to be able to read it. I'm going to show you my signature in cursive, okay, so that you can see how different it looks. Because it's all this swoopy business. It goes a lot faster though, doesn't it? But do you see how that looks like a lot of scribbles? The reason signatures can look like this is because as adults, we get two things. We get in a hurry, and our handwriting becomes so personal to us that we put all that personality into our signature, which is why I was saying if you want to have a heart near your name for your signature, you can do that because, I mean, it's fun. Like I could put a little smile in my A if I felt like it. Why not? If this was at the top of a math paper and I wanted to put Angela with a smiley face in my A, I don't think my teacher would mind. I know I wouldn't mind as a teacher. All right, so you can see this crazy signature. Now I am going to show you how I write my name in cursive because I know a lot of you want to know. In first grade, you're really too young to start learning how to do cursive, but I know it's such a fun thing to do. So if you want to try, one of the things that you do with cursive writing is you connect all of your letters. But the issue is some of your letters look different than they do when they're printed. And you might be able to see some of the letters that look kind of like a printed letter, but they're different too. Okay, so that's my name, Angela, in cursive. Do you see how different that looks? You can practice. I mean, this is just for fun, right? I could put a little heart at the end of my Angela. I mean, that's so cute, right? Why not? Signatures are so much fun. So I hope you have fun with yours today. Oh, I'm going to write Miss Pentecoff too at the bottom because that's how I write my name when I'm writing my teacher things. So Miss Pentecoff is M.S. dot Pentecoff. Boys are Misters, and girls are Mrs. And if you're married, you're Mrs. and Mr. If you're married to someone, which, as far as I know, none of you are married. Are you? If you're married, I need to know. That's a big deal. I hope you're not married. I know you're not married. That would be weird. All right. Miss Pentecoff with a smile and a heart because I love my students. Have fun writing your name.